Hello and welcome to the channel Understanding.Concepts.Of.Physics. We have been doing a topic called as composition of two SHMs in the previous video. If we are just continuing that topic, and in case if you have not seen that video, I would request you to go back and check the playlist in order to follow up the today's video. Composition of two SHM is of two SHMs with the same period and same path. So I have taken two SHMs equation, I have superimposed them, and then I got a resultant equation which says x is equal to r sine omega t plus delta. But to get this equation, I have introduced two terms, that is r and delta. R is called as the resultant amplitude and delta is called as the resultant initial phase angle. Because I have introduced r and delta, I need to find out the values for r and delta both. So I at one point I was not able to solve further, so I have assumed that a1 sine alpha 1 plus a2 sine alpha 2 equal to r sine delta, and a1 cos alpha 1 plus a2 cos alpha 2 is equal to r cos delta. So in order to find out r in the equation of r, I don't want a delta, and in equation of r I am not supposed to have a delta. So in order to cut this r, or in order to cut this delta, we have some process. Like if I wish to remove this delta, I'll square both the equations, left hand side and right hand side both, and I'll add them up. So when I add them, sine square delta plus cos square delta will go to 1, and so delta will get erased from my equation, and only one unknown will be remaining, that is r. So squaring and adding equation 1 and 2. So let's just quickly begin here. Resultant amplitude. So squaring and adding equation 1 and 2. So you have seen that equation, r square sine square delta plus r square cos square delta will be equal to, now on the left hand side was a1 sine alpha 1 plus a2 sine alpha 2, the square of that, and a2 cos alpha 1 plus a2 cos alpha 2, the square of that. Now what we are going to do is, we know that r square is common in these two. Sine square delta plus cos square delta will go to 1. So r square was common, and there was a bracket 1, we don't write it. Apart from here, on the right hand side you see this is a plus b the whole square, so that would be a square plus b square plus 2ab as the expansion. So if you see this equation, a1 square sine square alpha 1, a2 square sine square alpha 2 plus 2 a1 a2 sine alpha 1 sine alpha 2. Now here what happens is, you need, this is your a, this is your b, then you have 2ab. So if there is a 2ab, so a1 a2 that has to be multiplied, sine alpha 1 sine alpha 2 is multiplied, and the same process what I did for sine I will do for the cos, the second term as well. So a1 square I have just made a mistake over here. It is a1 okay. Now a1 cos alpha 1, a1 square cos square alpha 1, a2 square cos square alpha 2, and 2 a1 a2 cos alpha 1 cos alpha 2. Now left hand side remains as it is. Now you can just check for the first term and the fourth term. You will see that a1 square and a1 square is common, so I have taken a1 square common outside, and sine square alpha 1 plus cos square alpha 1 goes to 1, so that's why we have not written over. Then comes your a2 square in the second term, and in the fifth term a2 square is common, so a2 square is common outside, sine square alpha 2 plus cos square alpha 2 goes to 1. And lastly, in these two equations I see 2a1 a2 is common, so 2a1 a2 is common. Now cos alpha 1 cos alpha 2 I am writing purposefully in the beginning, and sine alpha 1 plus sine alpha 2 I am writing purposefully in the latest part. And the reason is, Okay, there is a formula for cos A plus B which says cos A cos B minus sin A sin B, and if there is a minus over here, there will be a plus over here. So you see, okay, if I have this equation, I can always rewrite to this. So you can just if you miss the formula, just rewind the video and just check the formula. So I'm seeing that cos A cos B plus sin A sin B, which can be written as cos A minus B. So if there is a plus over here, there has to be minus. So A minus B. So in place of A it is alpha 1, in place of B it is alpha 2. So it is cos alpha 1 minus alpha 2. Now I don't want r square, we want r, so we'll take the root. So once we take the root, you have this a1 square plus a2 square plus 2a1 a2 cos of alpha 1 minus alpha 2 as it is, like no change. So this becomes my resultant amplitude. And in the next part of this video is the resultant initial phase angle, and that is written by delta, which also I had introduced in my previous video. Now in order to get rid of this delta, so I have found out r ka value. Now I need to get rid of this r now, and I need to find out the value for delta. So it's a very simple process. You just divide both the equation 1 and 2 is divided. So let's just see. So resultant initial phase angle delta, divide equation 1 and 2. So r sin delta upon r cos delta, and on the right hand side you have a1 sin alpha 1 plus a2 sin alpha 2 divided by a1 cos alpha 1 plus a2 cos alpha 2. Now r and r will get cut, and sine upon cos is nothing but tan. So this is your tan delta. Right hand side is just copied as it is, no change in the right hand side. And if I want only delta ka value, then this tan I'll take on the other side, and when tan goes on the other side, it is set as tan inverse. So the tan inverse of entire same value, no change in the right hand side except this tan inverse. So this becomes my resultant initial phase angle for simple harmonic motion, the two simple harmonic motions. So this topic has been completed. Just one kind of numericals can be asked is, like they may ask you some special cases depending upon the resultant amplitude. Okay, what is the resultant phase if the phase difference is pi, let's say phase difference is pi by 2, if it is 0, if it is pi by 4, if it is pi by 6. So I'll be doing that in my next video, some special cases regarding resultant amplitude. So thank you so much if you are still with me. Thank you so much for watching the video. Subscribe the channel in case you have not done so as of yet, and keep watching the videos through a playlist which will provide you a link, and watching just 1 or 2 videos here and there will not make a link. Thank you so much. So have a nice day.